Hello and welcome back to The Journey, the human experience to spiritual enlightenment. I am Betty Cody.
I'm Sean Cody.
And today we are going to talk about our experience at Cloud9 Float Spa.
Float spa.
So,
I didn't know you took pictures of me in that tub, Betty.
what?
You
Surprised?
didn't warn me. My eyes were closed. I was half asleep. And you took pictures of me anyway.
Well, we were having a fun time and
This goes against our agreement.
hey, I got to give the audience what they need. They need to feel the full experience. It didn't help that you were in your birthday suit, but
Right.
we kept it PG. It was fine.
I don't know. They got pretty close. They got pretty close.
So for you guys that don't know, we went to Float Spa. I know if you follow us on our Facebook page, you can see our upcoming adventures. I try to kind of drop little hints of where we're going to be visiting next. And this was on our list. It was called the Float Spa. It's at Cloud9 Float Spa and Wellness Center. Check them out.
Lynn and Tom, they're great friends of mine. I've known them for a long time, since before they even started opening the spa.
And the location of the spa is in Fort Myers. For you guys that don't know, the Float Spa, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's a sensory deprivation tank, isolation tank. Any type of wellness facilities where individuals float on a pod or a tank filled with high concentration of Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate. So many health benefits to this, and for not just your mind, but also for your body. So there's a mix of both.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about our experience. When we went there, the place, number one, is beautiful. You walk in and everything is pristine. It's beautiful, very welcoming.
It was. And Lynn was standing there smiling at me and waving her hand. She was so excited to see me. I hope she does that for everybody, because that was an amazing experience walking in the door like I knew everybody.
Super friendly people.
Very.
When you walk in, not only to check in, but if you look right to your left-hand side, they have, or actually to the right-hand side when you walk in, a beautiful juice
bar.
Yeah, juice bar.
Yeah.
I thought that was really nice. I was really excited about that. They have all kinds of different drinks that you can have after your float. And so once we got checked in and we walked in there, they did explain to us a little bit about the process. You do have to shower. There are showers in your room where your float spa is. And they provide everything for you. So
They did. They've thought of every detail they had slippers, they had different towels.
They even had a hair genie
They
for
had
me.
nice smelling soaps.
Yes, they do. They were awesome. I actually want to send
They
her
had a washcloth that I brushed my hair with.
a washcloth. That's the only thing that they don't provide, and they do tell you about that, is you do have to bring your own hairbrush.
Yeah, they warned me I'd need to bring my hair kit.
But they did provide me with a hair genie, which now I want one, like one of those little towel genies. I want one now.
I didn't even notice that. What is a hair genie?
It's like a little towel, and it has a little button, so like when you wrap your hair up, it just like clips here.
It makes you look like a genie?
Yeah, and you don't it doesn't slip off while you're getting ready.
You just get wear that around the house all the time. We can't have that.
I
This is
totally
gonna be
want
weird.
it. I totally want it. But yeah, they take care of everything. I mean, between having, slippers and towels and everything for you, all you have to really do is bring your hairbrush if you've got hair, and everything else is there for you. And once we got into the float spa area and we rinsed down, there was a little, what are they called?
It's like a little PA system where you press the button and talk to them.
Yeah, we had that, but we also had earplugs.
Yes.
So we put on our earplugs, kind of let them go.
No salt in the ears.
Yes. So when you're ready to go, you press the button and you say, "We're ready to float now." And they're so cute. They're like, "Enjoy your float."
No. That other button I pressed started the flow.
Oh, so
I didn't have to call them for that. The only thing we called and talked to them
He
for
was in
was
charge
when we
of the
wanted to
buttons.
change the light colors.
Yes.
Because you could change the lights to red, you could change the lights to blue, you could dim them, you could have them turn them off. Whatever your request was, that's what they made the lights in that particular room, because it's not the pods like the other rooms. What we went into is like a couple's room where it was just a big tub for both of us. The other ones are more like a sensory deprivation tank where you float in a tank by yourself, and then they have controls in the tanks for the lights and all that stuff. But that's one being a big room. You press the button and talk to them and told them, change it to whatever you want.
Yes.
But other than that, everything was controlled right there. I got in, I pushed the button, and we were floating.
Oh, that was it. The water is set at a very specific temperature, which is the 97.3. So 97.3 is your body's
My
temperature.
new favorite temperature for pools.
Right?
That was amazing.
So the point of that is that once you start floating, you're not supposed to really be aware of where your body starts and where the water is, or where that, So it's supposed to give you that feeling of, am I really floating, when you shut your eyes? And it really does feel like that, you know?
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Just so you know, you really were floating.
Yeah, I really was.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was floating like in the sky somewhere. They also give you these cute little neck noodles, which was a little floating device for the back that you put on your neck.
Yeah, when I first got in, I was like, that doesn't even make sense because I'm just going to float. But then after I was in there for a little bit, you feel like that's a nice change to be able to put that under your head a little bit because, when you're floating, your head kind of goes back for a little while and then you get a little restless. And you put that on, and then you put that on and it's nice. It's a nice change of pace to be able to go back and forth between the two just very, very easily.
And I started with it because I was afraid that I was.
And it might have been different for me too because I have arthritis in my neck.
Yeah.
So
mine was. So you started without it. I started with it.
Yeah.
I felt more comfortable when I removed it because then I wasn't afraid. I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna sink. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was kind of like I relaxed more. I think at first I kind of used it like a little security, like let me make
You're
sure
nervous.
I'm not. Yeah,
You're nervous.
I was.
You're like, I am floating on this stuff. Give me a
like,
floaty.
what's happening?
You want to get some on your arms? We really hook you up in here.
I wasn't sure how it was all gonna go.
It went very well.
It went really nice. So here are some of the benefits. Like I said before, it's mind and body. The buoyancy of the water helps you alleviate pressure on your joints and muscles, providing relief from physical tension, pain, and stress. Many people report feeling deeply relaxed and rejuvenated after the float. And I felt like that. The sensory isolation also promotes the mental clarity and relaxation, potentially reducing your stress, anxiety, and depression. That's a lot of stuff.
It is a lot. And I can see it. I mean, with the relief of just, especially like I have chronic pain in my knees, my muscles, my joints, my neck, my shoulders. I mean, I've done a lot of things to myself over the years. I beat myself up pretty good. And there was a lot of relief to just be floating and take pressure off all of those things for an hour,
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's even coincidence because I mentioned it to them when I left there. And then I don't know how it would affect my tinnitus, but I've had tinnitus since I was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
So for 30 plus years, I've had ringing in my ears always.
Yeah.
To the point that it's just like there in the background. I'm used to it now. It's just something that's always there. About 5 minutes into the float, it just stopped for the rest of the float. I mean,
Wow.
when I got out, it came back right away. It's not like it cured my tinnitus or anything like that, but it gave me an hour of silence.
So we had
And
that, yeah.
I haven't had that in
We had that
30 years.
60-minute session, but there are a variety of them. You can do 90 minutes. You could do 120 minutes.
Yep.
And here's the cool thing about the magnesium. When we were talking to Lynn, one of the owners, she was telling us that a lot of diseases or a lot of chronic things that we experience usually have
there's the tank we were in.
Magnesium deficiency.
Yeah.
So, obviously you're using the largest organ of your body, which is your skin, and it's absorbing it.
Absorb that the whole time.
But the really cool thing is that your body knows exactly how much it needs. So it would never like OD.
You're gonna get an overload of magnesium.
You're good. It's gonna take what it needs, which is amazing.
I actually found a picture, Betty, while we were talking. So that's the
cool.
individual pod. So
Yeah.
if you went by yourself, and then this is the couples tub that we were in.
Yes.
So this is definitely more isolation than this, obviously.
Yeah.
But this, honestly, this was nice for me because I get a little claustrophobic and stuff like that. It's not like I wouldn't do it, but
I don't think so.
I
I think you'll
probably
be
was
fine in
more.
that.
Yeah, I was probably more comfortable in this though.
One of the things though that I'm gonna say for when it comes to the couples float, the only complaint I had is that you can feel everything from your partner, because the water, the buoyancy of it. So if they jump, it moves you.
When you started snoring like crazy, it was sending little tremors across the water.
That did happen, but
it's insane.
that was the only thing that I'm gonna say. Like, if you're, because I did notice that you were like either releasing a lot of muscle tension or something. So every time you did, you had like a little like bounce in the water.
All day, every day, and even at night, my muscles every now and then will twitch. And every time that happened, I'd watch the little waves go rippling across and it would send you over to the wall on the other side. It just took those littlest thing, And at one point, I had a little twitch. My arm kind of came up out of the water, and I seen you just all of a sudden take off and slam into the wall over there.
Yeah, so I
was
think,
like, yeah, this is a bad idea for me.
yeah, I think the next one I'm gonna do, I definitely want to try the singles. I think just because I'll be able to relax more, and the fact that I did fall asleep, and you woke me up because I was snoring.
Yeah.
Like, I was at the total height of relaxation when I was sleeping.
I was there for sensory deprivation, and you snored. Of course I'm waking you up.
So you definitely want to think about it. Think about your weird little quirks and
issues you may have that could affect this experience.
You might want to think about the singles one. I don't know.
All jokes aside, it was amazing regardless. It was amazing regardless of any of that.
It's a cool bonding experience too for a couple. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't dismiss that because we did get to experience it together, and it was like really cool to be.
It was super cool to be there and relaxed and that comfortable.
Yeah. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that magnesium. Key component obviously is the Epsom salt used in the float spa, and some of the benefits of when it's absorbed through your skin in the float therapy, the magnesium has a critical role in your muscle function, your nerve function, and in your energy production. Did you feel any energy after?
I felt a lot of energy after. I was very up, awake, and ready to go, and after just the muscle relief, the muscle tension relief, and the muscle pain relief. I came out of there with none of that and energy, and I'm like, okay, let's go somewhere. Let's do something.
Yeah. Well, we went and had sushi right after.
Right.
We floated like fish, and then we
floated and went to the sushi place. It was a great time.
It was a great day.
Great times were had by all.
It was a great day, absolutely. So when we were done floating, we go over to this little area that's called the chill room. And in the chill room, you have these zero gravity chairs, which are really neat once you get in there because your body almost has to like readjust. It's like you're coming back from space,
Right.
So you have to readjust for a little while. And they gave you candy, which you ate mine, so I didn't get to.
There were two there. I thought they were both for me. I mean, what do you expect me to do? I went out, there's a little dish, and there were two candies on it. I had candies.
Okay.
You were nowhere to be seen. I figured you were going to get your own dish.
Well, I have a lot of hair to
Lynn
like
hooked you up and tried to give you your own dish. You still didn't eat them.
I had to like, wash my hair and dry. Because when I got out of that tub, obviously we were covered in salt.
That was 2 candies worth of time.
Yeah. So you had the candies.
They were good candies, too, and they took that taste out of the back. I know, and Lynn was explaining it to me, and I definitely have to get more information from her on it. But apparently all the magnesium gives you an unusual taste in your mouth. And it wasn't like it was bad. It was just a different taste in your mouth. And she's like, here, have these candies. That takes care of that right away. And then what it did. I didn't even need to eat the second one. I did that just out of joy.
I did not have them, so I did have... On the way home, I did have...
They were delicious candies.
I had a little bit of that salty, whatever she was explaining to you, which I wasn't in the conversation yet when I was still getting ready to come out. So that explains it. That little saltiness I had in the back of my throat that kind of was like, I don't like that.
I wouldn't even say it was a saltiness. It was just a different...
Well, but you had the candies with stop.
Well, even before I had the candies, it was no big deal.
Yeah. Well, mine was kind of sitting there and I didn't like it. But it was really... fast. It was kind of like, that's kind of salty flavor that I'm not used to. And then it just kind of went away after that. But yeah, if I would have had the candy, I would have definitely.
I'll go over there and get you some of the candies. Holy cow.
All right. So once we were done with that and we were kind of coming back to reality, we had some of the juices that she makes at the juice bar. And they're all like no additional sugar, vegetables,
not all of
fruits.
them. I asked specifically because of my blood sugar issues.
Yeah.
I asked for the ones that were sugar, as close to sugar free as possible. And there was one she gave me that was like the green machine drink. And it just had very, very, very low sugar. It was like kales and different things like that. And then there was a little bit of fruit in there to give it a little, a hair of sweetness. But it was very good. I
had the very berry one, and that was delicious. And it's really cute too because everything they give you is like in a little logoed like plastic little container that says Cloud9 so you can keep it and Keep it as your water bottle.
Yep.
I definitely enjoyed my experience. I'm going to say that I would give this a 10 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 too, and I will offer to live there for security and free floats.
Right.
I'll make sure the building is secure. I'i'll live in the back.
Did you see all the other things that they offer?
And I'll float all night.
And they have massage therapy there too, and they have all kinds of stuff.
They do. I'm excited about all of that.
Just saying. And they do offer different packages for people that want to float more often. One of the really cool things that she was telling us about was that there's a lot of athletes that actually have these pods in their home. One of them being, who's the Patriots guy? Brady. Tom Brady.
Yes.
And she was talking about that, how they actually use this for their chronic pain because their bodies take so much of a hit when they're playing football. So I could just imagine that if someone like that has that kind of amount of body, like tension and I'm sure muscle issues and all kinds of stuff. And I mean, when you have a 300-pound guy charging into you regularly, when you're playing football, you're definitely going to have some pain. I'm going to assume that. I mean, so imagine if it does benefit them, how does it benefit us that we don't have that high of a, like, I guess, injury, you would say?
Right.
But anyway, to me, I thought it was a great experience.
I've got plenty of them, and it helped me.
So what is your recommendation? You said 10 out of 10 too?
10 out of 10. I'm prepared to go live in the closet as long as I can float for free at night. I'll clean the place. I'll make it secure, whatever it takes.
So I'm super excited that we will have Lynn and her son as well, Tom.
Yeah.
And so they're super nice people.
They're going to be guests on the show here, and they'll be able to explain what the spa is and everything else a lot more in detail than we can.
And more of the medical benefits, I guess, too. I'm really looking forward to that because I feel like now that this should be part of our life. Like we should have like a regular like float spa,
right?
Visit and just go do it. Maybe I need magnesium because if it makes me younger,
there's no maybe. We got magnesium and it was great.
Yeah, if it makes me younger too, because they're saying rejuvenation, I'm in. Like, what if that's the fountain of youth?
I felt younger coming out of there for sure.
I felt like my skin was actually...
My age has creeped back up on me since, but I felt younger coming out of there.
Not gonna lie, I felt like my skin actually felt like really different, nice. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It was fun. It was a great time.
I
would absolutely do it again.
I do recommend it for anybody that's interested in this. And this was our experience with the float spa. And I hope that if it's something that you're interested in, you check them out. They are here locally in Fort Myers, which is right across the street from us, basically across from Cape Coral. Super simple to get there. So check them out at Cloud9 Float Spa and Wellness Center. Check them out.
Yeah.
You have their website up there too. It's c9floatspa.com.
See you guys later.
Bye-bye.